Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have got something truly special for you. Today we would be learning how to edit this exotic bird that is blue and orange macaw from this to this. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please do it to get regular Photoshop tutorial updates. So without any further ado, let's get started. First thing is we need to adjust the lighting. To adjust the lighting, what I usually do is I try to make the image more punchy, as I told in my previous videos. So we're going to increase the contrast. Increasing the contrast will help us to make our image a bit more punchy, and highlights will increase the whites, that brightness in our image and all those whitish areas. And we are going to increase the clarity as well as little bit of texture. So this is the very first step to make our image look a bit more intense, a bit more punchy with little bit of contrast. So once you have completed this step, then we can go to the next step. So we don't actually need to adjust the temperature. Oh wait, I think we can do it a little bit. Oops, not that much. I think this here it looks pretty good. So our next step would be to increase little bit of sharpness. Now since our majority of the focus would be in the background, then I don't think I need to adjust the curves. So I can go to the detailing section and I can make this image a bit more sharp. But you have to make sure not to overdo it, otherwise your image might not look good. So after doing that, you need to click here, that is the masking section, and you need to select the subject. Now the algorithm of Photoshop will automatically select the subject for you, although it may take some time depending upon your processor speed, but just give it some time. And once it is done, then I'll tell you what are the things you need to do in order to make this image a bit more dramatic, sunset type. So it is already selecting our subject. Now once it has selected our subject, we need to invert it. Inverting it means that now whatever edits I would do, it would be basically focused upon this subject and not on the background. So first thing what I need to do is I need to ensure that whatever edits I'm making, it would be applied only to the background and not on the subject, which is the bird in this case. So I'm going to select this that will invert it. So as you can see now, whatever edits I will do, it will only happen in the background. So first thing is increasing the exposure. So as I told you, this will only affect the background, and by increasing the exposure, we are adding more light to our image. And not just that, I would also like to increase the temperature to create some dramatic sunset color tones. So this looks a bit okayish, but don't worry, we will fix that. I will also try to increase the tint little bit. So as you can see, our image is looking a bit good, but we need to edit a bit more. So now what you can do is, once you have done that, you can create another selection, another mask selection, and in this way you need to add a source of light. So I would try to add the sun right here. Here is the brush. I'll just tap here, and after tapping, I will increase the exposure, and by increasing the exposure, it will only affect this area of the brush. So increasing the exposure is one thing, and also increasing the temperature, because sun is usually warm, right? So we need to do this. And again, I would also go back to my previous adjustment, and I will try to increase the contrast, because we need a good image, and let's hope by increasing the tinted box. Yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do is that since we have added the sun, it's time to add some linear gradients. Now this is totally optional, but I tried to add my I usually try to add my vignette using those linear gradients, because in normal vignette you have a circular vignette, and that's not something what I prefer most of the time, because in this case you can see the sun here, and if we really want to add this darkness, then it will overlap the sun, and that's not what I want. So again I will add one more linear gradient, and this time I'll put it in this side with like that, and this time I'll try to adjust the exposure so it doesn't look really hard vignette. I want it to be a bit soft like that, and increase the contrast as well. Now what you need to do is you need to create one more layer, and in this time what we're gonna do is we need to decrease the clarity. So again, never mind, let me try to do this in the first selection only. I'll try to first add little bit of blacks, and also I would try to decrease the clarity and the texture, so it makes our background much more smoother. So now the final thing which remains to be done is color mixer section, because this image was taken in some sunlight condition. I want the color of this macaw bird, I'm sorry, I don't know how to spell it properly. So in this case I want to make this blue color a bit more intense. To make it a bit more intense, you can experiment with the blue slider. That is, you have to go to the color mixer section, and then you need to click on the hue, and in the bluish section you can increase the hue a little bit, and try not to do it a bit more, otherwise it will turn into purple. So what you can do is put it somewhere here, increase the saturation, and also you can try increasing the luminance, that is the light inside that blue color. So after performing this step, what you can do is you can increase the whites, so it will enhance those white color tones here. So this was my tutorial on how to edit your bird images with sunset color tones. So thank you so much for watching it.